Hello all my Kenvians, I hope you all are doing brilliantly today. And well, today I'm going to be talking about some of the latest news to come out of YouTube having to do with content creators and particularly some of the smaller channels out there. So obviously, unless you've been living under a rock or you just haven't really been paying attention to social media lately, YouTube put out they sent out emails and made a new post regarding some of the new criteria for channels and what they need to have in order to remain partners or YouTube partnership program, whatever it is, that YPP. But essentially, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I know there have been a ton of videos that have come out lately of varying degrees of shock and awe and a lot of not very happy people. But just wanted to let you all know how that's going to affect the PapaKennMedia channel and, well, potentially the future of PapaKennMedia as a whole. So just to give you a quick little rundown, last year they made the update that in order to become monetized or to become a partner with YouTube and get AdSense or ad revenue, you had to have at least 10,000 lifetime views. Now, luckily for me, that was something I had far exceeded, and a lot of channels didn't really have too much of an issue getting past that criteria. But as of a couple of days ago, YouTube did send out that new letter with the new updates, which include, let's see here, the first of which is 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months. Now, after doing a little bit of math, I had it written down, but I lost it already. But essentially, the way you can see it on your end, or as a creator, is you really get the time watched in minutes. I don't know, maybe some of the bigger channels actually do get it in hours, but at least for me, I get those counts in minutes. And thankfully, the PapaKennMedia channel well exceeds the 4,000 hours over the past 12 months. And in fact, I sort of chopped it down to see where I might be in kind of danger. And I actually exceeded 4,000 hours of viewing time over, I can't remember the exact number, but let's say at the very least in the past half year. So for the time being, unless views just catastrophically drop, I'm in the clear on that. And the other criteria is to have at least 1,000 subscribers on your channel. Now, with us nearing 3,000 at this point, don't really have that to worry about. So, I mean, long story short, as far as the new criteria goes, PapaKennMedia is safe. For now. Now, I mean, this is just speculation, but especially as more things change and YouTube might start over time crunching down on some of the smaller creators or those that don't bring in as much ad revenue, there's a chance that the channel could be in danger in the future. But for the time being, there's no problem as far as that goes. I don't have any worry of losing monetization other than those not what are the flags that I get? This video is not appropriate for all advertisers or some bull like that, even though they are. But again, just to repeat, the PapaKennMedia channel is safe as far as these new criteria go. I'm definitely happy about that. I unfortunately do know several people who are going to be losing monetization, or if they're nearing the possibility of being able to monetize, this is just going to make it that much harder for them to be able to get to that level if they even want to continue to try to do it. Now, because of these changes and how much more pressure it can put on a content creator for a channel, it does seem like it could steer more small channels away and make them either possibly give up. They might stick with it, but it'll feel like a losing battle, especially if you have to be able to keep 4,000 viewing hours over the course of a year. It'll get a lot harder for a lot of people. And again, like I said, if the criteria changes, it could get harder for me as well. So, although it doesn't affect me for now, I do want to say that I feel like YouTube has made not the wrong decision, but in this decision, they've made some missteps, such as channels aren't being grandfathered in. Now, they do say that this change isn't going to go into effect, like people won't lose monetization until February 20th, giving them essentially a 30-day period of leeway. But considering that they have to be able to accrue so many more hours and potentially a lot of subscribers, it's not really, I don't know, it just doesn't seem fair, especially to a lot of smaller channels, particularly those that have shorter videos. Like, I see some of the channels that would probably be hit hardest by this are those that tend to have shorter videos around the 5-minute mark, like animation videos or speed drawing videos. Now those, they can definitely bring in a lot of views, but even if they have people watching the entire video all the way through, that's one view with 5 minutes. And if they're able to accrue a large following, which would be the ideal situation, then that might not be as much of a problem. But still, if they're outputting shorter videos, it makes it that much harder for them to be able to become partners, to be able to become part of, the grand group of those of us that get paid by YouTube. Which I guess you could really only say that about some of the larger channels. I personally wouldn't consider myself, one of the grand larger channels. But it really does make it that much harder for them, whereas my videos, I mean, it's no secret, they tend to be long. Like, I don't even know how long this video is going to be, because I tend to ramble. I don't know if you noticed that before. But yeah, overall, again, without getting into too much detail, I do understand why YouTube has made this decision. It has a lot to do with just not wanting to, what's the term, bleed money, essentially. Because, like, actually it goes into way too many technical terms, but I do know a few people who have explained it a lot better than I can, especially off the top of my head. So I will provide links to those videos down below, one of which will be to Jim Sterling, who did a rather good video on it, in my opinion, and then also Phil DeFranco. Sorry for the jump cut there. I actually had to think of his first name for a second. It was just like, I knew it was DeFranco, but it's like, and Phil DeFranco. So those will be the two videos I'll link to down below if you're looking for a more in-depth and well thought out conversation as far as this whole YouTube thing goes. But in the meantime, for me, again, even though the channel is safe, all this does, other than, making me really feel bad for how it's affecting some of my friends, it gives me more motivation to work harder on the channel. It gives me more motivation to get more content to you all. It gives me more motivation to make this channel as good as it can possibly be. Like, honestly, at this point in the channel's life, even though, I mean, the channel's been around for a while. At this point in the lifespan, I want to say it's been around maybe at least 7 years at this point where I've actually been creating videos. By this point, a lot of the big YouTubers have already exceeded 100,000 subscribers and all that. I mean, well beyond that. They've been around 7 years. I don't even want to know the numbers. But basically, I'm not a huge channel. It's not going to grow super fast, and I don't really expect it to. But, again, this gives me more motivation to try harder, to keep this channel growing, and to maybe eventually find my niche. I mean, for the time being, it's the Discovering series, doing the reviews, doing reactions. And, even though I'm not a huge fan of, or I wasn't originally a huge fan of doing the reactions, but it has brought a lot more people in, and you all seem to enjoy them, so I've come to enjoy them that much more as a result. And maybe that'll end up being my niche. That'll be, doing the reviews and doing reactions. But at the same time, with so much room to grow with the channel, it's hard to say what it could possibly become in the future. But one thing I do know is, especially as YouTube continues to change, as they continue to add new criteria, I acknowledge, I know I've said this like 5 times already, but I acknowledge that eventually it might count me out too. I might no longer be able to be a YouTube partner. But even if that does occur, for the time being, I have websites like Patreon, where currently, as of the time of this video, there's 22 people that are dedicating what adds up to $68 a month for this channel. And let me tell you, the kind of money that comes in from YouTube pales in comparison to what those people are sending in. Like, even if it was just, I want to say, even if those 22 people were only donating $1 a month, and it added up to $22, although I guess after like the fees and everything it would probably be closer to 20 or 19. But regardless, with those people donating in, and it's just, say, $18 a month, that's still more than what YouTube's AdSense has ever brought in on a monthly basis. So the future of PapaKennMedia, and potentially one day this becoming a job for me, it doesn't rely on YouTube's AdSense. Like, that'll, as long as it lasts, be a very small part of it. YouTube is the base of where I host everything. But as far as money coming in from those ads, it's a very small portion. So the future of PapaKennMedia is going to be thanks to you wonderful Kenvians out there. Those of you that, not only watch the videos, which I cannot emphasize enough, is just amazing that I have as much of a following as I do, but also those that are willing to donate some money toward the channel. It's hard to describe, really, but like I said, the future of PapaKennMedia is not going to be trying to earn more money from YouTube. It's going to be trying to do more with PapaKennMedia, trying to offer more incentives to you all as patrons, to offer more to you all in the regard of content, like possibly being able to go in the direction of making Twitch a regular thing, being able to get partnered alongside other, well, not partnered, but work alongside other YouTubers that might be part of networks that, get paid sponsorships down the line. The things like that. So it's not going to rely just on what YouTube can offer me. It's going to rely on what I can offer you all, the viewers, my Kenvians, and how I'm able to network out and build upon the business from there. I feel like I just rambled a lot again, and for that I apologize, everyone. But I just really felt like I needed to put this out there, give my thoughts, and as usual, just ramble a little bit about this whole situation and how it affects the channel. Again, for the time being, it doesn't affect the channel in a great way, or at least in a major way. It is a little bit scary looking toward the future and, what might happen with YouTube, but for the time being, all it does is give me motivation to do better for you all, to do better by the channel, and as a result, do better by me. So, again, everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. I know it went on longer, as usual, than planned, but until next time, everyone, I am PapaKenn. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer them. But until next time, everyone, I am PapaKenn, and I will see you in the next video.